Alrighty trainers, TaeganAdventures here. So by the time you're watching this video, Dialga would have made an appearance in Tier 5 raids in Pokemon Go. If you don't see it in your local area yet, it probably isn't the timing for raids in your local area, but nonetheless, I'm going to go through the best strategies to counter Dialga, its moveset, and its 100% CP. So first off, what is Dialga's moveset? So Dialga has Dragon Breath and Metal Claw as quick moves, Draco Meteor, Iron Hit, and Thunder as charge moves. Draco Meteor is a pretty hard-hitting charge move, like we have seen with Palkia. It is a pretty neutral coverage move, pretty hard-hitting except on the Fairy types, but Fairy types are pretty hard countered by Iron Hit, its second potential charge move. Iron Hit is a Steel type charge move. It benefits from Stab, just like Draco Meteor, and can throw your Fairy types off guard if you choose to bring them into battle. Thunder, although it's not a stab move, it can hit pretty hard, especially in the rain when it's weather boosted, but I recommend you send in your ground types in the event it has Thunder. So you might be asking, what are the perfect IVCPs? In non-weather boosted conditions at level 20, it will have 2307 CP, and in weather boosted conditions which are windy and snowy weather, it will be at level 25 and 2884 CP. Realistically, you'll need about 6 trainers to beat a Dialga, assuming it has Draco Meteor, and about 7 to 20 low-level players to realistically counter a Dialga. So, what are the best counters for Dialga? Dialga is a Dragon and Steel type, which means it is weak to fighting and ground type moves. For the fighting type counters, your go-to would be Machamp, with counter and dynamic punch, or counter and close combat. Both have really good DPS, so I highly suggest you use those movesets on your Machamp. If you don't have a decently powered up Machamp or a decent IV Machamp, you can always opt for Hariyama, which costs less kanji than Machamp to evolve. Counter dynamic punch, counter close combat are pretty good moves to have on your Hariyama as well. You can also use Lucario, it resists Dialga's stab moves. Lucario with counter and close combat will also be pretty good on a Dialga. Toxicroak, Gallade, and Poliwrath also get honorable mentions, but you want to be careful when sending in Poliwrath because it takes super effective damage from Dialga's Thunder. If you ever encounter a Dialga with Thunder, do not send in Poliwrath. Send in your other fighting types instead. In the ground type department, we have Groudon. Groudon is currently the best attacker in the game with Mudshot and Earthquake, so it will have amazing DPS. But I am also aware that Groudon is a legendary Pokemon, so it might be a bit hard to obtain for some of you rural players, or for those of you who have just started playing Pokemon Go, you might not have access to these legendary Pokemon yet. Other options would be Mamoswine with Mudslap and Bulldoze. Mamoswine has been the talk of the town since Swine Up Community Day, and if you have saved a few Mamoswines with Bulldoze, definitely send them in on Dialga. Rhyperior and Rhydon also get a quick shout out with Mudslap Earthquake. They are really powerful mons to send in with that beastly attack stat. But you have to beware if Dialga bears a Steel type move like Metal Claw or Iron Hit, which will hit Rhyperior and Rhydon super effective. Golem also gets a quick shout out, but it suffers from the same problems as Rhydon and Rhyperior, being that it takes super effective from Steel type attacks. Another thing to take into consideration would be the current in-game weather. If it's sunny weather, definitely ground types are going to get weather boosted, so send in those ground types, especially if the Dialga has Thunder. For cloudy weather, send in your fighting types, the Machamps, the Hariyamas, whatever good fighting types you have in your inventory, use them. For snowy and windy weather, it will give you a weather boosted Dialga, so if you live in an area with frequently windy or snowy weather, you'll have a high chance of encountering a weather boosted Dialga. Rainy weather will of course boost Dialga's Thunder, so you might want to beware when battling a Dialga in rainy weather, but apart from that, you don't have to worry too much if you're surrounded by experienced trainers who really know what they are doing. So with this video, you'll be prepared to face a Dialga in Pokemon Go. For more information, you can access the GoHub article I have linked in the description. It contains all the useful information, as well as some information that I've mentioned here in this video. Definitely check the GoHub article down in the description about Dialga counters and what to do in a Dialga raid. So that is all I have for this video. I shall see you in the next one, where I try to counter a Dialga myself and catch one of my own. So, until next time, I will see you in the next video. This has been TaeganAdventures, and peace out.